Hello, and welcome to another episode of the M42 Adventures podcast. I am your host, Rick Trimmer, and today is an Ask Me Anything podcast. It's going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. I actually don't, I have a bunch of questions, but I'm not going to touch on those today. Basically, just going to give a pretty good update on what we got going on and some of the things that's been happening. I just got back from Alaska last night. So I was up there for about 3 weeks. We took 16 people up there and just had an amazing time. If you've never been, we actually had two groups that had never ever been to Alaska. I actually got a text from one of the gentlemen, Ryan Mickler. You guys know Ryan. He helped start M42 Adventures. He was one. He came up and he messaged me after and said, "Man, that was on my bucket list for the last 30 years, and I'm grateful that I got to get up there. And thank you for having me up there." So glad he was able to make it, and just a magical place. It is my wife's favorite place. I don't know about favorite, but top three out of the 73 countries we've been to. Alaska is in the top three of all the places we've ever been. It's a special place. It's just green. The colors and the flowers are just amazing, and it kind of makes you slow down naturally. We do fish a lot. The men and the women. I shouldn't say the men. The men, women. Everybody, we go out and fish pretty hard, but that's usually for about half of the day, and then we kind of get back and barbecue and go see some of the sights and stuff like that. Maybe go on some hikes, but it makes you kind of slow down, which is actually hard for a lot of people. I had some people there that were, the first couple of days were kind of antsy and wanting to go, and I'm like, listen, this is more of a chill. We go fish, we get home, we kind of take a nap from getting up early and working hard, catching fish, hopefully, which we did very well. We brought home almost 300 pounds of fillets. And then just, chilling, hanging out, reading books, playing on your phone, taking naps, going for walks, just kind of makes you slow down. And I think that's very healthy in today's world. And by the end of the trip, for most of the people, they were had all gotten into that, into that groove. And we had a great time. It was wonderful. Met a few people that I had never had the chance to meet before, had some great conversations, and we're already planning 2026. So between Alaska and Hawaii, I was gone for most of June, most of July for those adventures, and just got home last night. Got home and was off the schedule a little bit with the travels and things like that. Slept in a little bit, and back here recording in the podcast studio. Chase, our M42 Adventures CEO, has set up. I've got 6 podcasts this week. I'm trying to stack them up because I'm headed to Australia on Monday. So, and it's in 6 days. So we came home and gone June, July, home for 6 days. Gonna bundle a bunch of podcasts together, and then we head out. Me and we actually, this is a little travel hack, but we're heading to Australia, and we knew we wanted to go to Australia, but from Las Vegas to Australia, it's 16 hours on an airplane. And so we break up that flight with a stop in Hawaii. So it's naturally on the way. We're going to fly to Oahu and spend a week there. My mom's actually going to join us. So we will go to Oahu, and we love Oahu. We spent a lot of time there back in the day in the recession and things like that when we couldn't get too far away, but still wanted to go on a trip. And we are we've spent months and months on Oahu, and we love it. We've got so many great memories there, and lots of little places we love to eat and go, hike and the Australia, Honolulu Zoo. We love, been going there. We've had season passes for the last 4 or 5 years. And so we're going to stop on Oahu, see the sights, and stay with my wife's sister actually lives there. So we're going to crash there for a few nights. And then we head to Australia, to Sydney, and we'll be in Sydney or in Australia for a couple months. We're going to road trip Australia for 2.5 months. We've already done almost a year of of road tripping Australia. So we're very familiar with it. We love it. It's my kids', I think they said second favorite place after Africa now. Africa took the top spot. Last year, our M42 adventure in Africa claimed the top spot out of 73 countries for my 2 older boys, but Australia is number 2 for them. So they're excited to get back there, and We're going to road trip it for a couple months. And it's actually cool now that we're going back to these places that we've spent so much time, because we have people that we're going to go visit and friends there that we are excited to go see and spend time with. So I got a buddy down there named Perry and Jay and, uh, other people that we're going to stop and hopefully see and spend time with them and their families. And then we're going to go to Tasmania, and then we're going to go to New Zealand, and then continue on. We're going to be gone on this stint for 10 to 12 months is our goal. And we're going to try to, we're actually got plans to see another, 20, 25 countries that we haven't been to, 7 or 8 that we have been to. And we'll be knocking on the century mark, 100 countries. We'll be very close to that, if not over that, by the end of this trip. I plan things, but there's always changes, weather and whatever, uh, that can change the plans, things like that. So it's penciled in. I have booked my rental car for Australia for the 2.5 months and my first like 3 weeks of stays, on there. Excited. It's actually kind of cool because I was talking to my wife. I've been traveling now for what we're going on, or almost, we're 8.5 years. So we just hit the 8.5 year mark, 1st of July. And to be honest, it's actually kind of wild because I do love travel. It's my passion and all those things, but the new does wear off, as in anything in life, which is kind of crazy to say. I know that maybe sounds ungrateful or something like that, which I'm not. I'm very grateful for the life that we get to live. But I have been to Australia. I think this is going to be our 4th or 5th trip. New Zealand, we've been to. Tasmania, we've been to. Some of these places we've been to for months and months at a time. And so I'm not necessarily as excited for the location as I am just with time with my family now. As I get older, I'm 45, just turned 45, and I've got a new little baby girl. She's 6 months old. And I'm very excited to just be present. My oldest boy is 13, going on 14 here in a month or two. And our conversations for him are turning into what it's going to be to become a man, and the obligations that are going to be coming up for him as he gets older. We're gonna come back, and he's gonna start high school and a new chapter that he's unfamiliar with, and so he's nervous, and he's gonna start learning how to drive and dating girls and working and things like that. So this next year for me is really going to be focused more on my family than on the travels itself, the destination. I told my wife I want to spend more time. I've rented the first 3 stays that I rented were beach houses, and we're just going to play on the beach and spend time. We're not trying to cover a lot of ground. We usually stay in places 2 to 3 nights. I booked 4 nights in all the first 3 places, so 5 days, 4 nights in the first 3 stays. So the first 15 days we're in Australia are just going to be on beach houses. The drives are about an hour, hour and a half apart. And that's what I want. I want time to sit on the beach with my kids, my little ones, and make sandcastles and watch my little baby girl learn how to crawl, and then have talks with my older boys about, what's next for them, and help prepare them for what is coming down the road, and try to enjoy this chapter. I always look at life in chapters, and this chapter is going to close. My oldest is going to be turning, when we get back, he'll be 15. And I'm fully aware, and I want him to want to spend time with, his peers, and with starting to date and driving and working. And but I am also sad that this chapter will be closing of long-term travel, where I am the center, quote unquote, of his universe, and my wife. Those that were going to be kind of naturally pushed to the side, and new people will come into his life and new influences. And so that is where I'm going to try to spend as much time and get as much quality time and conversation with them as I can. And we'll just happen to be in beautiful places doing that with beautiful people. And we're excited. So that's coming up. I'm actually going to do a podcast with my wife tomorrow, Gina Trimmer. She's got the Revitalized Womanhood podcast. If you don't know that, check it out. It's great for women. It was started with her and Ryan Mickler. It's the women's, version of Order of Man, basically. It's been going for a few years now. I think she just hit her 3-year anniversary, which is amazing. And I'm going to have her on tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about this trip. Lots of people are very intrigued on how we pack and how we, leave. And, we bought a dog. So I just had a buddy say, "Where's your dog?" And I'm like, "We have a neighbor that's taking care of her at their house with some other dogs. And we're paying her to look over her. And she's in a very good place, and she loves it there. I hope we can actually get her back. She really loves it there with the other dogs and stuff." So I joke about that, but yeah, there's a lot to it to, make sure that that we have somebody, watching our house and in our house and taking care of it, and our investment properties and our businesses and all those things. There's a lot to pack up and make sure that it's all there. So tomorrow I'll be recording that. That will come out here. This will be coming out Friday. And then that will come out, later on in August. We'll already be on the road, but that is coming up. So stay tuned for that. I actually just recorded a podcast as well with Dr. Leah Kaler, and she is with the FBI, and she is a sleep specialist and a psychiatrist. So very, very interesting conversation. I was like I said, I got in yesterday from Alaska. Chase kind of dropped it on my desk and said, "Hey, you got some podcasts this week. This is the first one." She has a book coming out in October called "If Sleep Was a Drug." And I thought, well, this will be cool. I was actually excited before, we jumped on, just because sleep affects all of us and is so important. And man, it was a good conversation, about an hour and 20 minutes long, and just great information on there. If you're struggling with sleep or know somebody struggling with sleep, there's a lot in there. And then you can reach out to her directly and get specific help with what you're personally dealing with. There's lots of reasons that, we can't sleep, and that is a very personal thing. So great conversation. Just got done with that one. Jumping on here, recording this Ask Me Anything for this Friday to come out. And then we've got some other guests lined up for the rest of the week. So I'm excited to be doing that. It's a little hectic, in between these trips. I just have a few days at home, and but I love it. I'm used to it. It's not a big deal. We're going to get packed up this weekend. My wife's parents are coming into town for a couple days to kind of, pass the baton on to them on the house, and for them to take care of it. And then we'll start packing up. We're going to try to hit our cabin, which is called at Elevation 40 Zion. If you haven't checked that out on social media. It is an Airbnb, and we actually did a giveaway to that cabin in the Genesis. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but we're going to go stay there on Friday night. I haven't stayed there for a couple months, just either been out of town or it's been booked. And so we're excited to get up there and spend a night as a family and have some friends come out and have a little barbecue. And then we're going to pack up and head out next week, and we'll be gone. Yeah, that's what we got going on. The other things that I want to talk about, we are, like I said, the Genesis. If you are not in there, we have 267 members in there. If you guys want to connect with mentors, I'm a mentor in there for travel and for finances. Again, the reason I'm qualified, that I feel qualified, is I retired at age 36, 9 years ago, and I've been traveling the world to 70 plus countries. And so that's the kind of mentors that you're getting in there. We have, I think 11 of the channels right now are being mentored. And so get in there. It's free. We do not charge for this community. It's absolutely free. There's 267 people, and it is growing. And we have a handful of mentors in there that do Zoom calls every month. So you can actually get on a Zoom call with me, and, whatever people join that call at that time, and ask questions about travel or finances or any of the other disciplines that we have mentors on. I am on most of the calls. I love them. I'm learning a ton. We've got, martial arts instructors on there, Teague. We've got motorcycles with Damien, ex-professional motocross rider, teaching everything motorcycles. Dana, who teaches our hiking and, hiking channel. She's actually getting prepared and put on her list to hike. She's a guide here at Zion National Park in southern Utah, and she's getting plans put together to climb Everest. And so just things like that, it's amazing. We've got Seth Studley in here teaching about relationships and mental health. We've got uh, Dan Peterson in here also helping with his focus is actually relationships, and has helped me immensely with my relationship with my kids. And so it is absolutely amazing, the people that we have in there that are donating their time for us to learn and learn from professionals and people that are, um, you know, specialists in their field. So highly encourage you to get in there and check that out. We also do have giveaways. Like I said, we gave away 2 nights at my cabin valued at a couple thousand. I mean, a couple $1,000. My cabin is not cheap. And then we're going to do some activities with them, riding side by side, shooting guns, outdoor cooking. And so, yeah, get in there. There are other little perks with that. And we're going to be announcing more here in the future, and it's just growing. It's brand new. It's 6 months old, and we're just getting started. So love to meet you. Love to have conversations in there. You can, again, talk directly with us and interact, and that's pretty unique to get access to some of these people. And then again, they do their Zoom. So in August, I will do a 1 hour, give or take, finance Zoom and a 1 hour travel Zoom. And we talk about all things travel, what to pack, how to pack, where to go, what's safe, how to travel with kids, how to travel alone, how to travel with a friend, what are my favorite countries, just anything you guys want to ask. We just come in and we, how to get out of debt, how to get rental properties, how to start a business, how to buy a business, anything. So those are my specialties, and that's what we do. We just got back from, as you guys know, a few of our adventures, Costa Rica, Alaska, and Hawaii. Last year we did Africa as well. And a lot of people are getting their animals back. If you go and follow Ryan Mickler, Woody, Joshua Woodbury on social media, you can see some of their animals that are coming back from our safari there. Pretty exciting, pretty cool to see these animals that we were able to, we ate most of them, all of them, and then we donated the meat that we couldn't consume in the short amount of time we were there to different villages in the area. And then we bring home these, people call them trophies, whatever. I call them memories. They are a way for me to honor the animal that fed us and gave us so many wonderful memories and skills. If I told my boys to learn how to fish and hunt is something that we used to do for generations. And I still encourage people to learn how to do that in case there was a hiccup in the system or something like that, but also just to go out and get wild, free range, the best meat or fish on the planet. I came home with 100 pounds of halibut fillets, and it will feed my family for the next, year or two. And so, yeah, excited to have these animals. I don't have mine. They actually had a hiccup with some of the paperwork on one of our animals. So they'll be coming while I'm gone, but they're going to get those and put them here in my office while I'm gone. So I'm excited to see those. But that's kind of what we have going on. I just wanted, like I said, this is going to be a short one. Basically wanted to let people know what we're up to, what we're doing, what we've been doing, and then what I'm going to, what's coming up. I've been living this life of retirement and travel for the last 8.5 years, and that doesn't stop by any means because of M42 Adventures. M42 Adventures is the reason I started. The reason I started M42 Adventures is to get people doing these types of things, and for me to learn and for us to all learn from these specialists in their fields. And that's what we're going to continue doing. So I'm excited to get out there and continue traveling and continue seeing this world. And that is, what M42 stands for. I actually was watching a video with David Goggins last night. It was just a little, I don't even know what you call them, like not a thumbnail, but like a little story or something that popped up on my social media. And he was talking to a group of people who stopped him on the side of the road, and they said, "Hey man, can we, say hi to you and meet you?" And he said, "Yeah, no problem." He says, uh, I basically been out here running every day alone down the road, and you guys follow me and you see that, but I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me and those people that inspire you and those people that are, teaching you how to do it. Find the ones that are actually doing it. They're not saying it. They're not telling you how you should go do it. They're doing it, and then you can join with them. And that's kind of how I want to live my life and how I have lived my life. It's like, I want to encourage you to get financially free and travel the world. That's what's added so much value to my life and so much, depth to it. But I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to put my life on hold, for M42 Adventures. My life is M42 Adventures. That's how I'm living. It's not a brand, it's a lifestyle. And we've said that, since the beginning. And so I'm excited. We got some fun things coming up. I hope you guys are out there. I hope you're getting, those of you that are listening to all the podcasts. You're going to the Zoom calls. We record all of them. So if you're missing the calls, you can go back and watch them all. They're in the Mighty Network. Again, it's called the Genesis. Download the Mighty Network app, sign up for the Genesis. It's free. We're not trying to get any money from you. And you go in there and listen and then try to level up your life. Take action. So many people listen to podcasts, read the books, sign up for the community, and then you don't engage. You don't book the trip. You don't save the money. You don't budget. You have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So do it. I encourage you to take action. It's going to be small steps in the beginning, just like anything in life. It's going to feel like the world's against you. It's going to take time and consistent effort. But if you do that, you will see results eventually, and it will change your life for the better. I can almost guarantee that. I can't quite guarantee it. I guess that depends on the individual, but it has 100% changed my life. And I live a life that I look forward to every day, waking up to. And I did not have that for years and years and years. I remember, being afraid to go to the mailbox because of bills and creditors and debtors, and not being able to make rent and not being able to feed my family. I've been there. I've been to all those dark places, and I was able to get some mentors and read some books that would change the way my thought process. And then I took action over months and years, consistent action, and got the results. And I'm still continuing. I'm not there. I haven't reached my destination, but I am living a life that I couldn't even have dreamed about literally a decade ago. So if you're in there, if you're in that position, I wish you the best. Please get in touch. Please reach out. Join us on the calls. Get into the community. Tell your friends about this if it's affected you, or if you've gotten something out of this. Please get the word out. Help us grow this. And I will catch you on the next one. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you go do something adventurous, whether it's in your local town, local park, or across the world. I hope that you, find adventure in something, find something outside that gives you riding a dirt bike, going on a hike, riding a mountain bike, playing golf, whatever it is. I think it's healthy. And it's proven that it's healthy to get outside, get the sunshine on your face, and, live your life. You only get one, and make the most of it. So we'll catch you on the next one. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye.